Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most inspiring and brutally honest books out there, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. This book isn't just about motivation. It's about transforming pain into power, pushing beyond your limits, and silencing the excuses that hold you back. Goggins faced unimaginable challenges, poverty, abuse, discrimination, and obesity, and turned himself into a Navy SEAL, ultramarathoner, and one of the toughest people on the planet. In this video, I'll break down the life-changing challenges from the book and how they can help you push past self-doubt and unlock your true potential. If you're ready to embrace the suck and level up your mindset, stick around. Let's get started. Challenge number 1, the accountability mirror. My bad cards arrived early and stuck around a while, but everyone gets challenged in life at some point. What was your bad hand? What kind of bullshit did you contend with growing up? Were you beaten? Abused? Bullied? Did you ever feel insecure? Maybe your limiting factor is that you grew up so supported and comfortable. You never pushed yourself? What are the current factors limiting your growth and success? Is someone standing in your way at work or school? Are you underappreciated and overlooked for opportunities? What are the long odds you're up against right now? Are you standing in your own way? Break out your journal. If you don't have one, buy one, or start one on your laptop, tablet, or in the Notes app on your smartphone, and write them all out in minute detail. Don't be bland with this assignment. I showed you every piece of my dirty laundry. If you were hurt or are still in harm's way, tell the story in full. Give your pain shape. Absorb its power, because you are about to flip that shit. You will use your story, this list of excuses, these very good reasons why you shouldn't amount to a damn thing, to fuel your ultimate success. Sounds fun, right? Yeah, it won't be. But don't worry about that yet. We'll get there. 4. Now just take inventory. Once you have your list, share it with whoever you want. For some, it may mean logging on to social media, posting a picture, and writing out a few lines about how your own past or present circumstances challenge you to the depth of your soul. If that's you, use the hashtags #badhand, #canther. Otherwise, acknowledge and accept it privately. Whatever works for you. I know it's hard, but this act alone will begin to empower you to overcome. In short summary is, what it is, stand in front of a mirror and get brutally honest with yourself. Write down your weaknesses, failures, and goals on sticky notes and put them on the mirror as daily reminders. Why it matters. It forces you to face the truth about where you are and where you want to go. Example, if you're out of shape, write, I need to lose weight, and take action instead of making excuses. Challenge number 3, callous your mind. The first step on the journey toward a calloused mind is stepping outside your comfort zone on a regular basis. Dig out your journal again and write down all the things you don't like to do or that make you uncomfortable, especially those things you know are good for you. Now go do one of them, and do it again. In the coming pages, I'll be asking you to mirror what you just read to some degree, but there is no need for you to find your own impossible task and achieve it on the fast track. This is not about changing your life instantly. It's about moving the needle bit by bit and making those changes sustainable. That means digging down to the micro level and doing something that sucks every day. Even if it's as simple as making your bed, doing the dishes, ironing your clothes, or getting up before dawn and running 2 miles each day. Once that becomes comfortable, take it to 5, then 10 miles. If you already do all those things, find something you aren't doing. We all have areas in our lives we either ignore or can improve upon. Find yours. We often choose to focus on our strengths rather than our weaknesses. Use this time to make your weaknesses your strengths. Doing things, even small things, that make you uncomfortable will help make you strong. The more often you get uncomfortable, the stronger you'll become. And soon you'll develop a more productive, can-do dialogue with yourself in stressful situations. Take a photo or video of yourself in the discomfort zone. Post it on social media, describing what you're doing and why. And don't forget to include the hashtags. #discomfort zone, #path of most resistance, #canther, #impossible task. In short summary, what it is, Expose yourself to hard things on purpose, mentally and physically. The more you endure, the stronger you become. Why it matters. Life is tough, but when you repeatedly face challenges, you become resilient and unshakable. Example: take a cold shower, run in bad weather, or finish a hard project even when you don't feel like it. Challenge number 4. Taking souls. Choose any competitive situation that you're in right now. Who is your opponent? Is it your teacher or coach, your boss, an unruly client? No matter how they're treating you, there is one way to not only earn their respect, but turn the tables. Excellence. That may mean acing an exam, or crafting an ideal proposal, or smashing a sales goal. Whatever it is, I want you to work harder on that project or in that class than you ever have before. Do everything exactly as they ask, and whatever standard they set as an ideal outcome, you should be aiming to surpass that. If your coach doesn't give you time in the games, dominate practice. Check the best guy on your squad and show the fuck out. That means putting time in off the field, watching film so you can study your opponent's tendencies, memorizing plays, and training in the gym. You need to make that coach pay attention. If it's your teacher, then start doing work of high quality. Spend extra time on your assignments. Write papers for her that she didn't even assign. Come early to class. Ask questions. Pay attention. Show her who you are and want to be. If it's a boss, work around the clock. Get to work before them. Leave after they go home. Make sure they see that shit. And when it's time to deliver, surpass their maximum expectations. Whoever you're dealing with, your goal is to make them watch you achieve what they could never have done themselves. You want them thinking how amazing you are. Take their negativity and use it to dominate their task with everything you've got. Take their motherfucking soul. Afterward, post about it on social and add the hashtag #Cantherm, #TakingSouls. In short summary, what it is: when people doubt you or life feels stacked against you, prove everyone wrong by performing so well that no one can question your resolve. Why it matters. It shifts your mindset from being a victim to being in control. Example: if someone says you can't do something, work twice as hard to succeed and surprise them. Challenge number 5. The cookie jar. It's time to visualize. Again, the average person thinks 2,000 to 3,000 thoughts per hour. Rather than focusing on bullshit you cannot change, imagine visualizing the things you can. Choose any obstacle in your way, or set a new goal, and visualize overcoming or achieving it. Before I engage in any challenging activity, I start by painting a picture of what my success looks and feels like. I'll think about it every day, and that feeling propels me forward when I'm training, competing, or taking on any task I choose. But visualization isn't simply about daydreaming of some trophy ceremony, real or metaphorical. You must also visualize the challenges that are likely to arise and determine how you will attack those problems when they do. That way, you can be as prepared as possible on the journey. When I show up for a foot race now, I drive the entire course first, visualizing success but also potential challenges, which helps me control my thought process. You can't prepare for everything, but if you engage in strategic visualization ahead of time, you'll be as prepared as you possibly can be. That also means being prepared to answer the simple questions. Why are you doing this? What is driving you toward this achievement? Where does the darkness you're using as fuel come from? What has calloused your mind? You'll need to have those answers at your fingertips when you hit a wall of pain and doubt. To push through, you'll need to channel your darkness, feed off it, and lean on your callous mind. Remember, visualization will never compensate for work undone. You cannot visualize lies. All the strategies I employ to answer the simple questions and win the mind game are only effective because I put in work. It's a lot more than mind over matter. It takes relentless self-discipline to schedule suffering into your day, every day. But if you do, you'll find that at the other end of that suffering is a whole other life just waiting for you. This challenge doesn't have to be physical, and victory doesn't always mean you came in first place. It can mean you've finally overcome a lifelong fear or any other obstacle that made you surrender in the past. Whatever it is, tell the world your story about how you created your #armor mind and where it's taken you. In short summary, what it is, keep a mental list of all your past achievements and victories. When things get tough, reach into the jar to remind yourself of how strong and capable you are. Why it matters. It boosts your confidence when you're struggling. Example: if you're in a tough situation, think back to a time you overcame something hard, like passing a difficult exam or finishing a race. Challenge number 6. Eliminate the governor. Take inventory of your cookie jar. Crack your journal open again. Write it all out. Remember, this is not some breezy stroll through your personal trophy room. Don't just write down your achievement hit list. Include life obstacles you've overcome as well, like quitting smoking or overcoming depression or a stutter. Add in those minor tasks you failed earlier in life but tried again a second or third time and ultimately succeeded at. Feel what it was like to overcome those struggles, those opponents, and win. Then get to work. Set ambitious goals before each workout, and let those past victories carry you to new personal bests. If it's a run or bike ride, include some time to do interval work and challenge yourself to beat your best mile split, or simply maintain a maximum heart rate for a full minute, then 2 minutes. If you're at home, focus on pull-ups or push-ups. Do as many as possible in 2 minutes. Then try to beat your best. When the pain hits and tries to stop you short of your goal, dunk your fist in, pull out a cookie, and let it fuel you. If you're more focused on intellectual growth, train yourself to study harder and longer than ever before, or read a record number of books in a given month. Your cookie jar can help there too. Because if you perform this challenge correctly and truly challenge yourself, you'll come to a point in any exercise where pain, boredom, or self-doubt kicks in, and you'll need to push back to get through it. The cookie jar is your shortcut to taking control of your own thought process. Use it that way. The point here isn't to make yourself feel like a hero for the fuck of it. It's not a hooray for me session. It's to remember what a badass you are so you can use that energy to succeed again in the heat of battle. Post your memories and the new successes they fueled on social media. And include the hashtags. #Cantrum, #cookie jar. In short summary, what it is, your brain has a governor, like a speed limiter, that keeps you in your comfort zone. Push past it to unlock your full capabilities. Why it matters. It helps you realize you're capable of far more than you think. Example: if you think you can only run 3 miles, aim for 5. You'll be amazed at what you can do. Challenge number 7. Build calloused hands. The main objective here is to slowly start to remove the governor from your brain. First, a quick reminder of how this process works. In 1999, when I weighed 297 pounds, my first run was a quarter mile. Fast forward to 2007, I ran 205 miles in 39 hours, non-stop. I didn't get there overnight, and I don't expect you to either. Your job is to push past your normal stopping point. Whether you are running on a treadmill or doing a set of push-ups, get to the point where you are so tired and in pain that your mind is begging you to stop. Then push just 5 to 10% further. If the most push-ups you have ever done is 100 in a workout, do 105 or 110. If you normally run 30 miles each week, run 10% more next week. This gradual ramp-up will help prevent injury and allow your body and mind to slowly adapt to your new workload. It also resets your baseline, which is important because you're about to increase your workload another 5 to 10% the following week and the week after that. There is so much pain and suffering involved in physical challenges that it's the best training to take command of your inner dialogue and the newfound mental strength and confidence you gain by continuing to push yourself physically will carry over to other aspects in your life. You will realize that if you were underperforming in your physical challenges, there is a good chance you are underperforming at school and work too. The bottom line is that life is one big mind game. The only person you are playing against is yourself. Stick with this process, and soon what you thought was impossible will be something you do every fucking day of your life. I want to hear your stories. Post on social. Hashtags. #Cantrum, #the 40% rule. Hashtag don't get comfortable. What it is, develop mental and physical toughness by consistently doing hard, uncomfortable things. Why it matters. It prepares you for life's difficulties and makes you unbreakable. Example. If you struggle with waking up early, set your alarm for 5 a.m. and stick to it no matter how you feel. Challenge number 8. Schedule the uncomfortable. Schedule it in. It's time to compartmentalize your day. Too many of us have become multitaskers, and that's created a nation of half-asses. This will be a 3-week challenge. During week 1, go by your normal schedule, but take notes. When do you work? Are you working non-stop or checking your phone? The Moment app will tell you. How long are your meal breaks? When do you exercise, watch TV, or chat to friends? How long is your commute? Are you driving? I want you to get super detailed and document it all with timestamps. This will be your baseline, and you'll find plenty of fat to trim. Most people waste 4 to 5 hours on a given day, and if you can learn to identify and utilize it, you'll be on your way toward increased productivity. In week 2, build an optimal schedule. Lock everything into place in 15 to 30-minute blocks. Some tasks will take multiple blocks or entire days. Fine. When you work, only work on one thing at a time. Think about the task in front of you and pursue it relentlessly. When it comes time for the next task on your schedule, place that first one aside and apply the same focus. Make sure your meal breaks are adequate, but not open-ended, and schedule in exercise and rest too. But when it's time to rest, actually rest. No checking email or bullshitting on social media. If you're going to work hard, you must also rest your brain. Make notes with timestamps in week 2. You may still find some residual dead space. By week 3, you should have a working schedule that maximizes your effort without sacrificing sleep. Post photos of your schedule with the hashtags. Hashtag Cantherm, hashtag talent notes required. In short summary, what it is, every week, plan time to tackle your fears and weaknesses head on. Why it matters. It ensures consistent growth and improvement. Example, if you're scared of public speaking, join a local group or start practicing speeches. Challenge number 9. Write your own book of life. This one's for the unusual motherfuckers in this world. A lot of people think that once they reach a certain level of status, respect, or success, that they've made it in life. I'm here to tell you that you always have to find more. Greatness is not something that if you meet it once, it stays with you forever. That shit evaporates like a flash of oil in a hot pan. If you truly want to become uncommon amongst the uncommon, it will require sustaining greatness for a long period of time. It requires staying in constant pursuit and putting out unending effort. This may sound appealing, but will require everything you have to give and then some. Believe me, this is not for everyone because it will demand singular focus and may upset the balance in your life. That's what it takes to become a true overachiever. And if you're already surrounded by people who are at the top of their game, what are you going to do differently to stand out? It's easy to stand out amongst everyday people and be a big fish in a small pond. It is a much more difficult task when you are a wolf, surrounded by wolves. This means not only getting into Wharton Business School, but being ranked number 1 in your class. It means not just graduating BUD/S, but becoming enlisted honor, man in Army Ranger School, then going out and finishing Badwater. Torch the complacency you feel gathering around you, your coworkers, and teammates in that rare air. Continue to put obstacles in front of yourself because that's where you'll find the friction that will help you grow even stronger. Before you know it, you will stand alone. Hashtag Cantherm, hashtag uncommon amongst uncommon. What it is, take control of your story. Stop blaming others or your circumstances and create the life you want. Why it matters. It empowers you to stop being a victim and start being the author of your destiny. Example, instead of saying, I'm bad at math, start practicing every day until you improve. Challenge number 10. Empower others. Think about your most recent and your most heart-wrenching failures. Break out that journal one last time, log off the digital version, and write them out longhand. I want you to feel this process because you are about to file your own belated after-action reports. First off, Write out all the good things, everything that went well from your failures. Be detailed and generous with yourself. A lot of good things will have happened. It's rarely all bad. Then note how you handled your failure. Did it affect your life and your relationships? How so? How did you think throughout the preparation for and during the execution stage of your failure? You have to know how you were thinking at each step because it's all about mindset, and that's where most people fall short. Now go back through and make a list of things you can fix. This isn't time to be soft or generous. Be brutally honest. Write them all out. Study them. Then look at your calendar and schedule another attempt as soon as possible. If the failure happened in childhood and you can't recreate the Little League All-Star game you choked in, I still want you to write that report because you'll likely be able to use that information to achieve any goal going forward. As you prepare, keep that AR handy, consult your accountability mirror, and make all necessary adjustments. When it comes time to execute, keep everything we've learned about the power of a callous mind, the cookie jar, and the 40% rule in the forefront of your mind. Control your mindset. Dominate your thought process. This life is all a fucking mind game. Realize that. Own it. And if you fail again, so the fuck be it. Take the pain. Repeat these steps and keep fighting. That's what it's all about. Share your stories from preparation, training, and execution on social media with the hashtags #Cantherm, #Empowerment of Failure. In short summary, what it is, share your journey and struggles to inspire and help others grow. Why it matters. Helping others creates meaning and reminds you of your strength. Example, mentor someone at work or encourage a friend to pursue their goals. Thank you.